Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Welcome to Studio Chatter. July is over and we are zipping into August, which means a lot of different things.
I'm Stacy Beck. We'll talk about the start of the farmers market.
And I'm Angie Murphy. We'll talk about salon and spa trends as we get ready for fall.
And how will starting school look for us this year? We've got lots to talk about coming up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. What's new with you?
It's been a while.
It has been.
Truly, we filmed in June.
Right.
did?
We
I've
took
missed
a
you guys.
little,
Was that the last
we took a
time?
little
Yeah.
hiatus.
Wow.
We filmed, I think, the last week of June, and it was our Fiesta Day segment. So it's truly been a whole month. I missed you guys.
I know,
Missed
it's
you
come and
too.
gone.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
And now our topic of conversation
Is
and our people
full?
coming in. Oh, it's a great lineup. I'm super excited, and I thought about them, and they're all repeats. Like we've had them all on before. So that's fun. But I don't love talking about back to school and
Well, I just feel
change
like
of
when
seasons.
4th of July is over, like I still have the 24th. Then when that's over, I feel like
It's just like,
school is just bombarded. Like you're just headed down that road immediately.
Because you have to start thinking about back to school shopping, registration, getting on, into your little programs.
Yep.
If there are programs.
Right.
How are you guys?
I don't know.
Feeling
I have
about
one
programs.
left. And we're doing football. I
Okay,
mean,
so
high
that's a
school
go.
is on, and I talked to Mr. Dudley, who's the athletic director at the high school, and he said that they were given clearance to have up to 6,000 people in their stadium, which our max is like 2,000 ever, so we should be good. But they said to wear a mask, and then after that, it's up to people to social
Okay,
distance, and
yeah.
we'll just have to see. But the boys started their first practice official today.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So, but that's the
That
only
is
exciting.
exciting.
Yeah, it is.
That is exciting. What about you?
So let's just pause there for a second. So a practice, are there any differences there?
The only true differences that I've seen is they have to wear their mask in the weight room.
Okay.
They have a temperature check every time at practice and also have to sign the COVID release form. Once they get out onto the field, then they can take the mask off and then it's kind of fair game.
They're wearing masks in the
In the
weight
weight
room.
room.
Wow.
And we just ordered them as well, like custom masks. I
Oh,
don't want
that'll
to
be
give it
cool.
all away, but it'll
Yeah,
be
that'll be cool.
Yep, that they can all wear. Because on the buses, like our first game is an away game, and so they had to get 3 buses because they have to social distance them on the buses
What
as well.
an expense, too.
It is. It's going to be tricky until things continue to roll out and we see what changes, but they have to wear that and a
Okay.
mask, and so
Oh.
it's going to be different. It's
It'll
going to
be
look different.
interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did the online registration as well, so we're definitely looking forward to going back to school. Back to school shopping is a little bit different. So
Online?
mostly. I mean, we haven't really started into it. So I know Barrett's wish list included some Vans. So we tried going to the outlet mall the other day.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Had to break
nope.
down.
I saw the line. So there was already a line and it was already out the door. And of course, everybody in their masks in the heat. And I said, I think we'll probably just pick some online and we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, return them if you need it.
Right.
Right.
And they're really still in the sizes where it's small, medium, and large works for us. And
Yeah.
if the shoe doesn't fit,
Yeah.
Right.
we'll kind of roll with it. And they're not super picky, so it's fine. It's fine. We're just happy to be going
To
back.
be going back. So before we look too far in the future, how has your last month been?
You tell
Your
us.
July.
How was Fiesta Days? Because I missed it. We were
I
gone.
know. How does it feel to miss Fiesta
It was
Days?
weird.
You never want to do
no,
it again?
No, I don't.
I think it went smooth. Overall, it was light. It was super light, but I'm so glad we had something. There was just enough to make you feel like, okay, it's here. There's things to do.
Right.
But it was weird on the 24th driving down Main Street and Center Street, and I just looked down Center and it was just empty and no carnival. It just kind of tugged at my
Usually I know
heartstrings.
that's like gobs of the food
I know.
stuff and carnival.
The
and
fireworks were so spectacular.
They
That's
were.
awesome.
They were.
were so good. So
Well, I mean, it was different, but I think the fact that we were able to still partake in some of the things that we were able to partake in, I mean, I think that was
it helped curb our
right.
our emotions.
Yeah.
Sure.
I actually ran into the Redmonds at my place of work, and they were really dear. I'm like, I did not realize that you guys did the car show.
Oh, yes. Aren't they cute?
They are darling. And I said, next year, I said, you should be on Studio Chatter and let's talk the cars.
Yes.
And she goes, wouldn't that be fun if we like rode around in them and filmed? And I was like, I love that. So we may have a guest for next year
good.
already booked.
Oh, good.
They
The
were-
car show was fantastic.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
missed it again.
Were you out of town that day
No, I don't know where I was, but I missed it.
Oh, but you had a good July?
We did. It was full and busy, but it was good. And like the 4th of July was different too because we didn't do the parade there as well. And we're used to that with my family. And so, but it was good. It was different, but I enjoyed the trade up with everything.
Yeah.
24th, I missed out on the rodeo and all that. Like, I do love that, but we were able to get away and
And your vacation looked good.
it was fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun to decompress and be together.
Yeah. How was your July?
It was good. I mean, we usually start our rodeo days with my mom and dad at the Ute Stampede in Nephi. So they decided to give up their tickets this year. So we didn't think it would be fair to go to the rodeo without them. And they like to take my kids shopping for their cowboy boots.
Right.
And so we didn't do any of that this year, but Barrett was invited to go to the Nephi parade with Dejana. Their second year, Dejana's second year is Miss Utah, so that was still fun to be a part of that and watch those girls go through. And then the Miss Spanish Work royalty, they were able to go through. So the interesting thing, the float supplies this year, because they come from China, the float supplies were in short demand this year. So the royalty, they went through on a convertible this year, so we were still able to support them. So we watched them, and that was still fun to kind of partake in those festivities and still kind of kick off the weekend that way. And then for me, that kicked off Fiesta Days and still watched my girls, the royalty, and kind of watch all of their events. And so it was still,
Nephi had a full-on parade.
they did have a full-on parade. So
Are they at a different color? Do you know? Than Utah
I
County?
am not sure. As far as I know, I don't think so.
It's hard enough to keep track of our own
Our
county
own color.
and our own color, let alone any other
Right.
area.
So
but
true.
it was a nice parade, and it was sure hot. That's for sure.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a good July, and then we went swimming as a little family, and we came back here and we had some food down at the food trucks.
Oh, good.
And of course, I'm a shopper, so I still made it downtown. So
Yeah.
yeah, we wrapped up a good month.
Good,
Good.
Well, I'm excited for our guest today.
Yes,
It's
I
going
am
to be
too.
a fun show.
It's going to be a great show. Next on Studio Chatter, it's time to talk with the 56 West Salon and Day Spa. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. What's new in the salon and spa biz? Let's get the inside scoop from Amy Dickerson from 56 West Salon and Day Spa. Thanks for being here with us, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always fun to be here. We're
Welcome.
excited. We have several specials going on right now. One thing that people don't know about is what we do at 56 West, Salon and Day Spa. We're not just doing hair. We're doing skincare. We're doing eyelashes. We're doing nails, pedicures, waxing. We do all
You're full service.
Full service, yeah, up
Okay.
and down.
Massages?
Full service. Not massages right
Okay.
now.
You used
we
to do
We used to do
massages,
massage.
okay.
We'd like to bring that back in.
Okay.
Getting massage therapists has been a challenge for us. So yeah, not right now. But
Okay.
we have some great specials going on for back to school. Back to school is really great. So back to school, our hair specials that we've got going on is $5 off any haircut. So
Okay.
so adults, women and kids, and men, adults are $5 off of a haircut. And then our Brazilian blowout. Brazilian blowout is a special treatment.
That's what I need right now because
what
this
she
is what I'm
Super
needs.
doing.
special
Word.
treatment. It's a
Yes.
smoothing treatment, and we have some products to support it if you want, some at-home care too. But our Brazilian blowout is wonderful.
So Amy, tell us a little bit more in detail about what a Brazilian blowout is, because I never even heard of it until I met Natasha.
It's a really neat treatment. It's putting chemicals on your hair, and to straighten it out and to smooth it out and to take the frizz out, basically. So if you have really thick hair, if you have really frizzy hair, out of control, those flyaways, it's really great. What they do is they wash your hair and put a chemical solution on it, then take you back to the chair, blow dry it out, and then straighten it. And that sets
That's what we're talking. It's about a perm. It's
it's like a reverse perm. Yeah,
Yes.
and so to speak. And then they take you and put you back in the bowl again and do it a whole nother time. And sometimes they have to do it 3 to 4 times. It's
And how do you know that you've had
3-hour
enough?
service?
I guess.
It's how long?
It can be up to 3 hours if you have hair like Natasha.
So,
Yeah, mine's like 10 minutes.
You know,
It's like
my hair,
a $500 treatment.
it's like she has lion hair,
Right,
And it just smooths it.
And it'll last for weeks, so it'll slowly just.
We
So
do
when
it
it air
every year for
dries,
back
it
to
should just
school.
dry straight.
It's beautiful, yeah, and it lasts for weeks, up to 12 weeks. It lasts a certain amount of washes, so the less you wash your hair after you get it done, the less that's going to wear out. But you can continue
like
to
a
come
perm.
back and get it
Okay.
done. But it's
so
an
nice.
expensive treatment because it takes a long time, and the chemicals are super expensive, So we're running a great special on it right now. It's $99 for short to medium hair and $124 for
Wow.
long hair. That is a great price, so take advantage of that because that is just back to school
And
stuff.
the supporting products.
The supporting products are awesome. They have a Brazilian blowout shampoo and conditioner. They have masks. They have this smoothing treatment that you put on. It's really wonderful. The at use at home, and it's concentrated, so it doesn't take very much product. It'll last a really long time.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's exciting.
Okay, so that's a good special.
Yes,
What else do
really
you have
great
going on?
specials. What I'm mostly excited about, because I myself am a master esthetician and we do a lot of skincare at 56 West. So we have fall is a great time to repair some of the damage that you've done to your skin over the summertime. And again, our climate is mean to us. It's mean to our hair and it dries out our skin. And if there was one thing that we could do as women and moms everybody always asks me, what can I do to help my skin a little bit? I just am not happy. A moisturizer. Just get some hydration in there. What we do on the inside, hydrating our bodies with water is always good. Hydrating with good nutrition is always good. But on the outside, we need that too. So a really good moisturizer. We've got some treatments that are really wonderful also for repairing that skin damage. Most people want to repair the sunspots.
She's worked on me before. She's really good.
She knows.
So chemical peels are a really popular thing in the fall because the downtime is a week or so, and so you don't want to be out in the sun and things like that. Microdermabrasion, chemical peels, microneedling is even a really good treatment to help with some of that stuff. We have a special going on right now, 3 chemical peels for $150. Wow. That is an amazing fall special.
Yeah,
so
yes, that
get
is.
in right away and get your 3 booked. The way that we do that is you pay for the 3 up front, but then you get to come in 3 times. And you can consult with one of our estheticians, and we're going to look at your skin. We're going to put you under a lamp. We're going to look at really what your concerns are and do an interview basically and really look at your skin and see what we need to do with you. Okay. And we have a broad line of products. We carry Image Skincare and a couple of other lines too. We mostly Image Skincare, but there is so much going on that is really helpful that you can do at home to help with what we're doing in the
Growing
treatment
up, I
room.
never thought that I needed to care for my skin like that. I would wear my makeup to bed in high school. Like I was never.
Tisk.
Yeah, I know. And then I remember I met a friend, Terry Wingett, and she's like, "Do you use under eye cream?" And I was like, "No."
Are
And she's
those
like,
for 80-year-olds?
You're right. You
Yeah.
start that now, and it's like, what? I'm like in my 30s, and she's like,
But now look
you
at your
should have
eyes.
started when you're like
Yes.
18. She
It's
said
so
that
true.
was like the #1 tip that her mother made her do.
And sometimes it's
then-
education. It's just
It
not
is.
knowing what it is that you need to do.
Right.
And we want to help with that. You come in and talk with us, and we're going to tell you, okay, what are you doing now, and what's comfortable, and what is realistic that you'll do at home.
Right.
We'll put together a little program for you, and it doesn't take much to get your skin glowing again and get you feeling better about
and it
yourself.
does need
And
hydration.
I'll
learned
tell
that.
you, right now, we need to feel a little bit better about ourselves. We need to
Yes.
get out of the house and
100%.
have a little bit of a boost, whether it's to our hair or our skin or get our nails done or pedicures or whatever. And we have just felt so lucky to be able to offer that service to people, especially right now.
Yeah, I think
Right.
COVID, mentally, we need to get out and be pampered a little bit and care for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And physically, too. I think a lot of people didn't get their hair done, weren't doing anything for themselves physically.
So
we
many
look probably a
ladies,
little bit scary
As
after.
they've come in, they've said, I haven't been out of the house. This is the only place I've come because I wanted to get my hair done. And we've been really safe and secure and sanitary and wearing masks
Good
and
to
taking
hear.
good care of everybody. But they look forward to coming in. And our girls are so knowledgeable. We have such great great technicians and stylists there that really know how to make people feel better about themselves. The mental issue that's going on right now is crazy, and we're lucky that we get help out with that.
I always feel like hair and like that line of work, you're like therapists. And it's like you have a dual
that, yes.
Yeah.
It is the truth. It's absolutely the truth.
Yes, yeah, it's so true.
That is very true. That happens on every chair that
you sit down and you just start to talk, and I was like, poor people.
It's just a comfortable place to be. And the other ladies that are in the salon, you get talking with the other guests and the other stylists and other people. It's like a little family down there. And we're in a little house. So if you've ever come, you should come check us out. 56 West, 200 North. It's a little house that's been converted into a salon, and it feels like home there. It's
so
really
clean.
nice.
Wonderful. Okay, tell everyone the best way to book an appointment.
The best way to book an appointment is to give us a call. Our phone number is 801-798-2922. A lot of people like our online booking. So if you go to 56westsalon.com, so 56westsalon.com, you can book online too, and you'll see our very broad menu of services that we do. We do just about everything there. So before we go, I have a little gift for each one of you. It's a little representation of everything that we do.
Thank you.
Wow.
Pedicures, hair, facial masks. There's all kinds of stuff in there for you guys. So
Amy, we'll have you back again.
It just made my heart happy.
And one of
Thank
these
you.
nights, when things maybe start normalizing again, we need to have another girls'
we need to
night
do
out.
it.
Yes,
That was really fun
so
when we did that.
much
Let's do it again.
fun.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good luck. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
taking care of all the moms, the teachers, the women
We love
out
doing
there.
it. We love doing it.
They need it.
Fantastic. Thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the start of school is coming up fast. Stay with us for more studio chatter. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. The phrase back to school may have a very different meaning this year. To help us get a better picture of school in the fall of 2020, welcome Lana Hiskey, the Community Relations Specialist for Nebo School District, to the table.
Hello,
Welcome, Lana.
Well, thank
Hello.
you. Yes, it does look a lot different this year.
Yeah, what an interesting position that you are in. So, first things first, yeah, I mean, the whole school year, back to school in general, is going to look a lot different. So there's a couple of options going back to school. Online and in person. So how does one make the decision?
So we've kind of worded it a little differently because we
Okay.
don't want our parents to get confused. But
Okay.
thank you for that lead in.
Okay.
So it's at school learning.
Okay.
Or instead of online, because there's still going to be some blend there,
Okay.
instead of online, it's remote learning.
Okay.
So at school means that they'll be at their traditional school.
Okay.
And then remote learning means that they will be at home with a teacher that will be teaching just remote. And it might not be their classroom teacher or even a teacher from their school, but it could be a teacher from Nebo School District.
Okay.
So we have got about 60% response back already. And out of those 60%, we have 5% that's going to do remote learning.
Okay.
And so if you break our numbers down right now, that would be two classrooms of second graders across the entire district that's doing
Okay.
remote. So we'd have two teachers then that would teach remotely.
So, Lana, tell us what the SMART acronym stands for.
So we were trying to come up with something that students would remember, to help them stay safe and healthy, because we know that honestly, the best thing for students mentally, emotionally, physically, as well as academics, is to be in the classroom and to have a teacher that can see their learning and can see their expression and can see, if they're catching on to a concept. So we were trying to come up with something that students would remember. We've got kindergartners all the way up to 12th
High
grade, and I
schoolers,
think
yeah.
kindergartners might remember more than 12th
I'm sure they
graders,
will.
but, and so it's SMART. It's called SMART, and it stands for stay home when sick. We really don't want them at school when they're sick. Maintain clean spaces, their desk or their area. Advocate for distancing. We realize we are going to be able to have some distancing in the classrooms. A lot of our classrooms have enough room that we can keep distancing. Remember your mask, or I like to say face covering, because there's different types of face coverings. And we will train not only our employees, but our students on hygiene and safety to keep them safe.
So I imagine that's going to be a big part of the new school week. It's not just learning where your classes are and your locker number, whatever. It's going to be learning these new measures that we need to take to keep safe.
Yes.
And I like it.
Yeah.
So Lana, you were saying about registering.
Oh,
Either
registration
online-
is so important. So that started July 13th, and
Okay.
it's going until this Thursday, which is July 30th. And really, we've only had 60% register. And so we're a little concerned. We need the other 40% to step up. I know my daughter was one of them. She's like, oh, yes, I need to get
What
on
will
and do that.
happen if people don't register?
They're getting
on
phone
time?
calls now and emails
Okay.
to, hey, remember to register. Normally, it's not as big a deal because we go off our numbers from last year. This year will be different because if we have more that want remote learning, we're going to have, have those teachers step up and do the remote learning.
And we have the new campus or whatever it is. So I think
Yes.
that's been a little bit confusing
That
as well.
has been, it's, we started that a year and a half ago because we knew it would take a year and a half to get rolled over onto this new system. Had we known
It was
that
gonna be
COVID-19 was hitting, we would not have done that this
I
year.
can only imagine.
So, kudos out to our tech guys because I know last week worked 80 hours.
Wow.
And they're there tonight. In fact, they want me to stop by after this. So
Oh,
they
wow.
are just putting in a lot of hours.
But it seemed pretty slick. Once I
Yeah.
got on there and did it for my son, it's just a new
good.
format, but it seemed like
good.
it was really easy.
We were able to get into the system also. So I have two littles, and we were able to get in, get them registered. We opted for the in-person. What am I saying that?
Oh, yeah,
everyone is
I'm not going to get it right now.
In person's great.
Okay, so at school learning, and then we've just kind of been talking through everything and how maybe it's going to work and the face coverings. So I don't know if that's going to be different per school, but we've tried to make it a little bit fun and fashionable. So this is
okay.
little girls, and then I brought just a couple because I knew that you were going to be here, and the face shields
I love that.
and the stickers.
Oh,
Just
I
so that
love
they
those.
could be a little bit fun, and then Mom has joined in the fun a little bit too,
I love
just so that we can
I
maybe
love it.
incorporate some.
So I hope teachers wear this.
So guess what? I brought some too.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
So this is one,
Okay.
and it just goes around the back. I like the glasses much better, but that's one. And we have ordered thousands of these, and the reason we
Okay.
have is so that you can see. A lot of people don't realize that they lip read.
Yes.
And especially our choir students, so that they can see a lot of that's forming your mouth. And so a lot of our classes and teachers, we've just got these ordered. We think they'll use
Awesome.
those. And show personality a little bit, of course, that kind of face mask. This is just the one that they give you when you forget your face mask.
Yes.
But this was a favorite. I got
I need
this
one of those.
last week.
Yay.
Yes,
And I
was
have one in
nice.
pink, black, gray,
Red.
Yeah.
So cute.
So it can be.
I
Yeah.
liked that
So you're not
bandana
qu-
because I felt like I could breathe a little more. I wasn't so stagnant right there. I could
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of gets like I need a breath mint, number one, and it kind of gets full of hot air.
Well, I do
feel like
believe
I get the
that
mask.
when we move into the colder months,
It'll
I think
be
it's
fine.
going to be a little bit easier to
Right.
move them up and down as well. And I ordered some of the disposable for the kids as well, just to kind of change them out and make it a little more more fun also.
That's great. The state has really emphasized contact tracing. And so one of the things, parents, one of their questions is how are you keeping our students safe while they're at school? So they will have assigned seats this year. I know a lot of our secondary students probably aren't used to that. But that way, then if there is someone does come down and is sick, they know who they've been by. And then, of course, they're sanitizing a lot more than normal between every class. They'll be sanitizing everything, as well as playgrounds, as well as on the bus. On the bus, they'll have assigned seats as well. They will also sit as families, and then that way, that should help a little bit there. And I know this is so difficult. Our teachers, I don't think even got us a break this summer because they've been in classes all summer so that they can go online if they need to. Let's say, there's a breakout in one of our just classrooms. Well, then that entire class might have to quarantine, and then that teacher would be teaching, online again. we really appreciated our teachers last year being able to turn that around in 2 day
They
time
were
period.
so slick. They were awesome.
They were amazing. There were hiccups, a lot, mainly because the platforms were all different, you know, depending on what teacher was what platform. This time around, the remote learning is on the same platform. It's going to be on Canvas. We also have a tutoring section for parents so that if that class has to quarantine, then they'll automatically know what to do and how to go into that. So,
Okay.
or if a school, if and honestly, we take our information from the governor and the Utah County Health, and they tell us if a school will have to be shut down or if a classroom will have to be shut down. So.
One of the other things that I know has been coming up is nutrition. I know that schools are kind of a safe haven for a lot of children, and if they're choosing the remote option, how will they be able to partake in nutrition?
Awesome, thanks for asking that. So they will still be able to pick up their lunches. It will be a grab and go lunch.
Okay.
And they don't necessarily have to go to the school that they would attend normally. If there's an elementary school, if they're a secondary student, there's an elementary school closer, they can go to their neighborhood school.
Okay.
All they'll want to do is they'll call ahead of time and say, I'll be picking up my lunches at this school, and just give the count so that there'll be enough grab and go. Grab and go, as you know, takes quite a bit more effort.
Yeah, it does.
And so they definitely will need the count so that they can have those ready.
Okay.
Well, and we have to feed our football team this year, and so we just got an email about how we need to help facilitate that. And like we are going to need to serve them. There can not be anyone like grabbing at anything, and maybe pre-packaged as much as possible. Social distancing with the players. Yeah.
You know, question social distancing.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about physical distancing. We meet every day on COVID-19, and those meetings go, you know, a couple of hours long. And then we have separate committees. So we have like a transportation committee, we have a foods committee. So there's all these committees meeting on COVID-19, and then we come together. And with physical distancing, we have many classrooms that there will be enough room for physical distancing. So when parents worry about their child having a mask on for a solid 8 hours, that will not be the case. I mean, I had to have a mask on for 6.5 hours without removing it, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It was hot and it was tough. But there will be times that they'll get breaks, and that will look different in each classroom and in each school. So when parents have those specific questions about how are we entering the school, how are we exiting the school, each school has their own plan and have come up, you know, with their own ideas that works at their school.
Perfect.
So if a visitor comes, if they're working in the school, they'll be temperature checked before they go back, you know, to help. And so
are you allowing many visitors or volunteers this year?
there will be some, because we do need them.
Okay.
So there will be some, but that will again vary by school. And I think a big part of this is we really need parents checking their own children every single day, and not to send
Not
their children
expecting
back.
it to be done.
Yeah,
by
for
someone
48
else.
hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the attendance policy going to look like? Is that going to be different?
It's going to be a little bit more lenient. So
Okay.
anything that's related to COVID or quarantine, let's say a sibling gets sick, so the other sibling needs to stay home.
Right.
Yeah, it will be definitely more lenient.
But
for
then
sure.
do they have to go to the online remote learning, or do they just still work with their teacher?
They will still work with their
Okay.
teacher. In fact, that's a good clarification. So at school learning, they sign up for that for the entire term. If it's not working, they can change it the term and go to remote learning, or vice versa.
My niece is actually doing that. My nephew's 13, he's going. My niece has some asthma, so she's choosing to stay home, but she just knows at the end of October,
That
when the
sh-
term ends, if it's
Right.
working or not, they can
That's right.
switch.
So they can switch.
But whatever you commit to for the term, you have to stick with for the term,
Yes,
correct?
and you can understand why. I mean,
Oh,
we have
absolutely.
34,000
Sure,
students, and if all of a sudden 15,000
There was a wave going here.
Oh,
are
right,
teachers, yeah.
right.
So
Oh,
we
bless
just want
their
them to
hearts,
commit
yes.
for the
Oh,
term,
sure.
and then if it's not working, now this is actually brand new as of today.
Okay.
And
You're getting it here on
everyone,
SSM.
yes. So don't air this before the email gets out. But Nebo is actually looking, and it has been approved, that we would like to go to a minimal day that we have on Mondays. So you know how the students get out 45 minutes early? We're looking at that Monday through Friday. And the reason is it will give time to sanitize better for the next day. But when these students have to stay home because of quarantine or they're sick themselves, then the teacher can have that time after the day to reach out to those students and make sure they're staying caught
That's
up.
a great idea, and give them a little bit more prep time or whatever.
That's coming out in an email. So
Bless you.
luck.
I know.
you know,
Really?
Good luck.
really, we are just so appreciative of our teachers and
Yeah.
staff and our administrators. We, you know, they have just been working overtime and all summer long and not getting compensated, but they want to be prepared and ready, you know, for
Right.
the school. And they just all want to come back. They miss their kids.
And the kids miss them. I asked my son, I'm like, do you want to stay home? He did really well at home this last semester. And he's like, no, we want to be together. We want to be with our friends. We want to be at the school.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
Best
I think
of
they're
luck to
ready.
you
I
all.
think they need
Yep.
it. They all need it.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Next on Studio Chatter, we'll talk more about changes for the fall. That's coming right up. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Let's talk more about how life will continue in the fall. So what are your plans for fall?
None.
You're
You
not gonna
checked
take
off
up
your big one.
That's
Yesterday's
true.
was a big thing.
I didn't.
You're
look,
not going to take up quilting or
Quilting,
Okay, no.
canning,
canning.
I
Go
think I
get
am going to
spa
try and can.
treatments.
Okay.
Honestly, though, I think I will go hunting, which on my end means camping.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Because
That's
my
fun.
calendar is open. Like my husband and
Wide
kids
open.
will go, and I'm like, well, I have this and this and this, and
That sounds like heaven.
Wait,
I want to
it does.
treat
I
you.
think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
you're planning a wedding though, right? There's a wedding in the fall?
Yeah, but they're so organized. It's pretty much planned. That's in October.
Okay.
That's not really the fall for her. That's extended
That's
out.
like
Okay. Nothing for you to do there. Show up.
no. I am throwing a shower in September.
Okay.
So there's a couple things, but I also don't want to like get my hopes up because we're
I
not
know.
going anywhere. I feel like we're gonna get to the fall. I really worry about winter.
Okay.
I know. I
That's
feel like
how-
we're going to make it to the fall, and then maybe October,
know.
November, things can maybe get hairy again.
I think I've learned not to predict or plan or anything.
Right. Okay.
What are you thinking for fall?
I
How
don't
are you
know. I
feeling?
mean, I don't know anymore. I'm super hopeful now that the kids are going back to school. I don't know how long that might last. So the good news is, especially for small children, the difference between the 1918 flu and this pandemic, from what I understand anyway, is that small children are not amplifiers of this particular virus.
Okay.
So they're not super carriers of this virus. So it might not affect them at least in the elementary schools. I don't know that for sure. I mean, I don't really know anything about that. I'm
I don't
hopeful.
think any of us know
No,
anything
right.
anymore.
No.
It's true.
So I'm just being hopeful in that regard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they need it psychologically. I'm hopeful for them socially. I think it would be great to just get them back in some type of a routine that way. I mean, I think from me, maybe even selfishly as a parent, just
You're
maybe
right.
have that.
No,
that-
so many
that
of my
space
coworkers
again.
have said that, Natasha. Like, I need them to go back too. Like, they need a little
Well, you can only
social
have
realm.
so many summer vacations, right? We've had like
it's been
3 now.
5 long months.
Right? And we were looking forward to, I mean, there's a big conference that we go to in the fall, and we usually take the kids with us. That has now been canceled, so we don't necessarily have that to look forward
Okay.
to. Yeah, I mean, who knows? We don't know what we don't know, so
Yeah.
it's kind of, it was 2 steps forward and 1 step back, so we're kind of just living,
Yeah.
in the
I'm
moment.
such a planner. I have a hard time with it. I've really had to okay, take a back seat. Like you can't control what's going on in your environment. You just, that has really been one of the trickiest parts for me.
That's
It's
so
like not
true.
knowing what it looks
That's
like.
so true.
It's kind of brought a little anxiety into my world.
To the wedding planning, I will say she was planning, well, I say she because the women really plan.
Right?
But she mentioned, like, I really have never wanted a reception, but I've always felt social pressure. And I said, then don't have one.
Don't
She's
do
like,
it.
oh, what will people think? I'm like, out of any other year, like this is the year. And
Your
so
dream
Is she
year
just
for
going
that.
to do a big dinner or something?
we're going to do a dinner and then the ceremony, and just, the people that are there, we'll just kind of,
I love it.
Just an
it'll be a
little
little
intimate
more-
gathering.
But she says, isn't that so tacky to get an announcement after the wedding? I'm like, nope, any announcement I get, I still send a gift.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think things are going to look different.
Yeah, but some of that kind of stuff I really kind of like.
Yeah.
And maybe the like true introvert of me loves this a little bit because I'm an extrovert. Well, you would think that.
You're a good combination.
Yeah, but I do like my alone time and that social distancing kind of I enjoy once in a while. I don't know.
So, and then just recently,
Smaller
like
events.
a lot of big tech companies, like Facebook, Twitter, Google, Ancestry.com,
at home.
at home working until July 21. And I think it makes sense. Like, I think at first I thought, wow, how are they making that call? But I think it's a great move to plan. So all those people that are working from home, do I need to set up an office?
Yeah,
Do we
get
need
into
to
a
maybe
routine.
finish that room in the basement? If I'm
Right.
really going to be here for another year, it may be worth the investment.
In that regard, just because Keith and I work in technology, I have to say, because we've always worked remote, I totally get that. So in a lot of ways where we've been kind of grounded and not really forced to travel right now, that's been nice. So when we maybe have to start traveling again, I don't know how we'll even react to that. Like, oh my word, now we have
Now
to
we have to
travel
go.
again.
that's
Yeah,
true.
so I don't know how that will be, but because we want to travel for leisure now,
Yes.
there's the restlessness. Now we want to go somewhere. It's super interesting.
Well, you don't have the freedom to now.
And so it makes you want something that you can't have.
Exactly.
And then am I missing out on something?
well, so I told you guys,
Right.
like back in like April, I wasn't going into the office and it was killing me.
Yes.
So I was going into the office like I would go into the office like 3 days a week. Now I swing by
Like,
once
do
a
I
week.
have to?
I'm like, it's just because now I
It is
can. It's just
interesting,
your
right?
mind game.
Yep, it is. It
I'm like,
totally
why would I
is.
go into the office? I can do this
Okay.
from home.
So
No need to get dressed anymore.
Funny thought. So the lip sense, right? Because
Yes.
that's the only thing about the masks that drives me crazy. Because I love lipstick. I love
Oh, that's
lipstick,
tricky,
but
yes.
I'm looking like the Joker all the time because I'm like up and down with the mask and my lipstick is all over the place. So I'm thinking that permanent cosmetics could be making a total comeback,
Or just no
or
cosmetics, Natasha.
Right.
On
Well,
most days.
maybe.
But why
I
would
don't know.
you do permanent cosmetics on your lips if they're going to be covered for the next
Okay,
year?
so maybe not permanent, but
Lashes,
but
though.
Maybe, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But my lip sense I had put away for a while because I felt like it was really kind of drying out my lips. So I took a break from it. But I'm thinking I'm going to be pulling it out again because I'm like, gosh, this is really kind of
stays
driving
on.
me crazy.
Yeah,
'cause-
the inside of my mask. And it's such a
Yes.
habit, like while I'm driving to wherever I'm going or pulling in, you put on your lipstick, and then you walk in and you're, oh, dang, I didn't even need to put that on.
yeah, so
No, our
my lips
neighbor
are kind of
lost a
mess.
crown, and so he had a missing tooth. And I'm like, this is the perfect time. No one even knows. You just put on that mask because he couldn't
Right.
get into the
So there are
dentist for a little
definitely
bit.
advantages,
There's some
right?
advantages. Yep.
There you go.
We'll make it. We'll
We
make
will.
it through.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we'll talk about a summer tradition that always tastes so good on Studio Chatter. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. August is a wonderful time of the year in Spanish Fork, and that's because of the Farmers Market. Welcome Heather Yaud, the president and CEO of the Spanish Fork Salem Area Chamber of Commerce, to the program. Hello. Thank you for
Hi,
being
Heather.
here.
Thanks for having me.
This is a good time of year to come and talk about food and good
is.
fruits and vegetables.
I just can't believe that we're talking about that.
I
I mean,
know.
vegetables, that's a summer thing.
But we feel like it's fall, right?
It is hard to believe we're talking about vegetables.
Well, the summer has gone pretty quick, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the farmers market starts from now till the end of August, every Saturday.
end of October. Yep.
Did I say August?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
it starts
October.
August 1st.
Okay.
August 1st every Saturday from 8 to 1.
Okay.
And then it runs until October 31st. That's the last day of the market. So.
All right. Are you going to have to incorporate social distancing.
Yes.
What's that going to look like?
The market is definitely going to look different this year. So we have quite a few restrictions from the State Health Department and the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food. I have been on meeting after meeting after meeting since probably March. To get ready for this. So we were hoping that we would be in a green status so that we wouldn't have to quite
I know that
implement
feeling.
so many, so many restrictions on our vendors and customers that come, but that's not happening. So essentially we have to have a 10-foot space in between every vendor. So the vendors are going to be pretty limited this year. We've actually cut it off a little bit early. I've had to turn a few people away. So don't be too surprised if you come and some of your favorites are not there because we just don't have the room for them.
Are you going to take up more space on that city block?
Yes, so
Okay.
we're going to try and work it a little bit more towards Main Street and wrap it around the front of the building. For those people, the vendors that don't necessarily need to work out of their trucks. So a lot of the honey vendors and a few different
Okay.
You
places
could have
like
a
that.
stand.
Yeah,
like
so your
street
salsa
front.
lady, she doesn't work out of her truck and
So she's on the front corner of Main
Yes.
Street
yeah,
and Center.
we'll know where
okay?
to go.
So
I can hardly see you past the salsa.
since you mentioned her, it is Salsa Madre. So
Salsa
she has.
Madre.
So yes, so
she's
she's
changed it up.
rebranding. She has changed her name, and she was kind enough to drop by some new salsas for us.
Just
to
like at your
sample.
house?
Today, yes. So yes. So I said that we'd put a plug in tonight because I frequent Mary.
Well, you don't
salsa
just
stand.
Yeah, you just don't support her for 3 months of the year. You support
No,
her
year
for
round.
12.
Year
Okay.
round. Yes.
I know
So-
she does deliveries throughout the winter and
Yes.
that's
So
neat.
yeah,
she's
so
a big draw to the market, that's for sure.
absolutely. So
Yeah,
doing a
Miriam's
little bit
great.
of rebranding, and these unfortunately are not her chips. She makes her own chips also, but her daughter was kind enough to bring the
Some
salsa
salsa
by
over.
today. Yeah,
That's so
So
nice.
we'll try
Heather,
it a little later.
So, no, I was just
So
going to
hopefully
say,
she's
so
in the
you'll,
front of the market, yes, because she is a big draw. So there you go.
so you'll social distance around there. What else do we need to do? Do we need to wear a mask when we come
We
down?
recommend, the state would like you to wear a mask. It's not required at this time unless that changes
the
through
governor.
the state. Yeah, from the
Okay.
governor. But we would highly recommend it. We'd also recommend that you limit how many people you bring. I know it's kind of a big family affair, but they want us to only limit it to 1 or 2 people per household. And it has to be one direction. So,
Oh.
yeah.
It's like going to Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah, I'm always going the wrong direction.
You need to paint something on
That's
the
going to be a
sidewalk.
hard one to enforce.
It will be a hard
No
one to
Walmart
enforce,
employees
but
enforce
no,
me.
no.
I'm always looking down like, oh, I just need to
go
go
the
right
wrong
over
way.
here.
I leave my card at the end.
No.
I leave it at the end and then I just walk and come
It's
back.
like I'm going down. I don't care.
Okay, so we're going to try and do that rule.
Yes, so
Okay.
we will have some signs that say enter here and exit here that we'll have ready. But yeah, so that's one of the things that the state wants us to have is moving in one direction. We're trying to make sure that there's enough distance in between it so that there's 6 feet across so that people can social distance that way. The customers cannot touch any of the product this year. You can't pick out your own fruits and vegetables. You have to point out which ones you want and have the vendor get it for you.
Ugh.
Yeah, there are quite a few restrictions. So they're encouraging no contact payment. So hopefully some of the vendors will be able to do like Square and Venmo to pay for that instead of cash.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
so
a lot of changes, Heather.
there are. It's been quite the headache, to be honest, but
I bet.
I think it's going to be great. We'll still be able to have the market. I think it's something that's really beneficial.
Absolutely.
So they didn't even really want to allow them until the Farmers Market Coalition kind of got together and said, hey, we're more of an essential business. You know, it's like a grocery store. So
Right.
It is, and I'm sure a lot of those people do count on this as
yeah.
part of their
Well,
income
as-
for the fall.
And as we're talking about that, I remember years ago you were doing the snap and double up. Is that
What is
still
that?
happening?
yeah, so SNAP is, I can't remember the actual acronym, but it's basically like the food stamps of today. So they just have a credit card that they use, and they come and just swipe it, and we exchange that for tokens. They don't have to use them that same day. They can use them through the whole summer if they wanted. But we're also part of a program called Double Up. So the Utahns Against Hunger has kind of created this program. It's called Double Up. and essentially they will match up to $30. So if you get $30 out on your SNAP card, they will give you another $30 towards fresh fruit and produce.
Oh, nice. That's amazing.
So it's a really great program. We've actually been working with another group this year that's working with our local food pantry with Tabitha's Way. Okay. So they're going to have a donation bin set up every week at the market, so that if you want to buy extras, you can drop them off at that donation bin and they will go directly to Tabitha's Way. So they said a food bank, and I said, I don't really want to do it unless it stays local. So they agreed to let us just stay and have it donated to Tabitha's Way.
I love that too.
And how do people take advantage of those programs? What's the best way for them to find out about them?
Tabitha's Way has a lot of information. Matter of fact, a lot of the information we get, we take over there because they're probably one of the biggest people that use it. So if you have any, you can call the chamber office and get the information from me, but Tabitha's Way will have that as well.
So Heather, I'm thinking too, like, did you go to the rodeo and you know how they had to put the food vendors out in the parking lot? Did you love that?
I did,
the
actually.
Space, and I just think it reminds me back in 08 when the market crashed, and through that, Airbnb and Uber were invented. I really believe that this year in 2020, as hard as it is, there's going to be some really good things come out of it. Even little things like next year, can the rodeo really space out all the food? It was so much.
It was nice.
It was just like you had elbow room, and it was nice. And I bet there's going to be some changes. But next year, I bet you'll
implement
some of those. You'll implement the changes.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. I know that just from a chamber standpoint, we've been doing quite a few Zoom meetings, and we found that we really like them. So we're going to keep doing like our executive board meetings just as a Zoom meeting. We do them more often and they're shorter, but it's nice to keep informed and just be on top of things that way. So I think that's
nice.
Something that we'll just keep doing. So
that is
Do you know, I've already been to some of the local fruit stands and have just pointed anyway and said, well, you know, if you had to recommend a melon or if there's already some pre-bagged corn or something, I don't think that bothers me so much because you feel like you're getting really good produce anyway. So I don't think, I mean,
I hope it's
I
not
like
to
pretend
issue.
that I know sometimes by sniffing a cantaloupe or something that I know what I'm like really, but it's really not a big deal.
Yeah,
so
I just
to
am
point it
thinking
out or
they'll probably have to have extra helpers there.
Yeah, so they're hoping that they're going to have at least 2 people, 1 person to handle produce and vegetables and product, and another person to do money. So that way we'll cut down on the number of gloves that they need to have. We actually have to provide every 5 booths a hand washing station, which they're allowing us to use hand sanitizer, thankfully, so we don't have to round up sinks for all these sinks to put in the farmers market. So, but we have lots of hand sanitizer, and I have masks and all this other stuff that's just exploding in my office. And
they may have a lot of that then already pre-bagged and ready to go. Selections maybe kind of already made. So
Heather,
that's
thank you.
awesome. Yeah,
thank you
so much.
for
Super
doing
great
it because it
doing
is
the
a
work
pain in
for
the
it.
fanny.
Yeah, it is a
And
lot
you
of work.
could have
I don't
just said,
think
"Let's
people
be done."
realize that, but it's good. I like the farmers market. It's one of my favorite
It
things.
is. So thanks for all the work that
Thank
you and your
Yeah,
staff
now we
are
won't be
doing.
taken by surprise. So
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There's more studio chatter coming up. Welcome back. We certainly live in a new world. What did you learn?
So much.
A lot
So
about the
much.
farmers market.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the salsa.
Yes.
Thank you, Miriam. It's so good.
It's
It's
delish.
always so good. It's a problem, actually.
Yeah,
So my kids and I literally have to get 3 tubs every time we go pick it up because one is gone in the car, like on the way home.
Which is your favorite kind?
So I love cowboy caviar. That's my #1 favorite. Then we also love the mango.
This mango one
That
is.
mango is delish.
The classic red is always good.
And what's this?
I don't know what the
green?
green one is.
like a
I'm really
guacamole
sorry
one.
that I don't know. So, but you can learn. I'm sure that you can learn at the farmer's
I
market.
don't eat it, but I'll probably get stuff in my teeth. So never mind, people. Here we go.
Ooh,
So-
that has a kick.
Salsa Madre is the new
She's awesome.
is the new name. So you can follow her on Instagram.
I'm so glad Heather came because I had no idea the farmers market was
No idea.
that big of a change.
Right.
And I'm really going to struggle with one way, guys. If you see me down there and I'm going the wrong way,
At Walmart, I didn't
have
even know
my
that was
stick.
happening until one of my girls told me. They're like, well, yeah, you have to go like that. And I was like, I haven't been.
That's the
I'm
arrows.
just doing my own thing.
That's the arrows. Just don't lean over me at the meat section,
No,
and we're
okay.
good. We're
But if you're honestly, like, you just need to go down here for some deodorant at Walmart and no one's on the aisle,
Are you going to cruise around and then
you're
come
just
back
gonna
through
go
again?
get it, right?
I just leave my card on
Don't
the
tell
end.
me you're going to go around.
Natasha will.
I'm the person that goes around. Sorry.
Are you?
Sometimes, okay.
No, I drive my car halfway and then I circle around and then walk through.
I needed some Kool-Aid today, and it was at the end. It was at the very end of the aisle that I needed. That was the arrow was the wrong way I needed to be,
Yes.
and I did the backup. I just backed in.
That's still playing by the rules. I just didn't even notice they were there.
I follow rules most of the time.
That's funny. Well, good luck with the school, both of you.
Thank you.
I just could not be more thankful that I
Since
don't
you
have
have
kids.
time on your hands.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to learn to make salsa for us.
For whatever reason, if they're not able to finish out the school year for some reason,
They're going to go to Stacy's.
they're going to go to your house.
Mrs. Beck.
Yes,
Mrs. Beck. Tutoring.
There you go.
you can do it. I'm sure that
I
you
feel
could.
for a lot of the moms with a lot of kids. I mean, I only had one, and we made it pretty well, but I can't imagine if we had to go back to just at home school for a whole year. I think that could get tricky for people.
Yeah, it's not so much the actual instruction. I think that kids just do better in general. My kids, anyway, I think just do better with other instructors, other coaches.
Yeah, learn better
They learn
from
better
someone
from
else.
someone else. In fact, I've been invited to leave sometimes. Natasha, we love you, but they just do better if you're gone. So
Good point.
And that's okay.
Good
It is.
point.
So
Okay, well, I think after this show, I'm going to go home
I love
And-
everything in there, and I can't wait.
and open something up.
wasn't that fantastic? Yes.
Yeah,
do a
there's
foot
some real-
soak
Petty in a
and-
box,
Yeah, that's what I was
Some
just looking.
self-care.
Patty in a box.
salt soak,
Amy, thank you.
Urology stuff, soup.
Oh,
Yes, I'm
that
going to
was so
schedule our
kind.
online
Yep.
appointments for the Brazilian blowout and some hair health.
You should
Maybe
do
some-
like a before and after picture of
Oh,
her.
we
Yeah.
will.
That
We
would be
totally
awesome.
will.
And this would be a great gift card for a teacher.
Oh,
Go
absolutely.
get some.
Would be.
Go get yourself pampered.
They need some love.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
feeling for them right now with all the changes and stuff that they'll
And
be
Lana's,
dealing with.
giving us just a bunch of insight of what the school year is going to look like. Also, I can't even imagine what her,
All that
her
behind the scenes
inbox
that have
looks
happened
like.
for them.
300 emails a day.
Yeah, it
and
sounds like maybe
responding to all of
parents
them.
maybe need to direct their questions directly to their school first and kind of go up the chain of command.
Because it sounds like each individual school will kind of handle
Yeah.
some things a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good idea.
And each level might even look different because
Yeah.
an elementary school might look a little different than a junior high or a high school. So,
Well, on a positive note, can I make an announcement about Walmart and Target?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
They're not coming to if you were getting excited.
Target is coming to the Kmart store.
No.
Okay.
But they will be closed on Thanksgiving.
yes.
Love
Something
that.
in America is going right.
I think everything should be closed until like 6 a.m.
I
the
agree.
next day.
I
Give us
agree.
all of Thanksgiving and
I
the
just
night.
felt like, and why are they making this change now? I don't know. I was just happy to hear about it.
I am
Agree.
too. I agree 100%.
We're doing something right.
Go
here in
Target and
America.
Walmart. We love you.
So get everything that you need the night before, right?
Well,
No-
we should
no
be
last
doing
minute
that anyway.
Right.
Right?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You're not going to
Just
go Christmas
saying.
shopping on Thanksgiving.
No, don't.
We're not
Do
even
it 2
saying the
days
word
before.
Christmas. That's a taboo word in the summer.
Maybe anti-COVID Christmas. Maybe we just do things different, man.
Who knows? Well, thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the chatter. Please stay safe.